Hello, everybody. It is Thursday evening. It is 7 o'clock. It is time for Content and Cocktails to return to Thursday evenings. It has been a long time, and I know I've been here before, but it's just thought, now's the time. Now is the time to come back. How are we all doing? I have been looking forward to this all week, actually. So, if you are new to Content and Cocktails, what is it about? So, my name is Tom Stanhope, and I help people grow their businesses using video, both video making and video marketing. And I've been helping people do this for now over 20 years, which is crazy. So, I've been coming live here on a Thursday evening since 2019, if you can believe that. Sharing some thoughts, opinions, and kind of just general takes on video making and marketing to help you on your journey to becoming better at making video and better in using it for growing your businesses. I will say that for some reason I'm not seeing people's names on the live. So when I say hello, Tom, I don't know who I'm saying hello to. So hello, how are you doing? It is really nice to see you. I will attempt to see the name, the comments as I go along. But this is all Scott. Hello, Scott. I thought it might be you. I've been absent, but it's because I've been just super busy, and I've now got back into the swing of content creation, which is really great. How you do? So we are going to be talking about what I would call core content, but I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the retreat that I've got coming up in May. So that has gone live today. So I want to just sort of take you through that. But the sort of the content part of Content and Cocktails is going to be about talking about your what I would consider to be your core content. So when it comes to video production and video content creation for your business, we have, in my head, it sort of splits into two halves. We have the kind of stuff that is there all the time and is designed to help people make decisions about whether they buy your product or buy your service. And then you have that content that is there to help you be more visible, to help share what you know. And that's the sort of what I would call the sort of the regular content churn kind of stuff. So that's the stuff that's there, sort of that we're creating all the time. So it's the stuff that goes up regularly on Instagram or TikTok or the Reels or well, no, it wouldn't be three halves, would it? No. Thank you for that. So the two halves, not that I don't want to be redundant. The halves have very different purposes, and I'm going to talk about that and sort of hopefully kind of plant some seeds for you to be thinking over. But cocktails, obviously this is Content and Cocktails. I will be going this evening. So I'm not normally I go from this little book. Those of you who know me, this is my sort of faithful cocktail companion from the 1940s. But weirdly, we are entirely out of gin, and gin features in a lot of these cocktails. So I was sort of looking through, and I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I went on to diffordsguide.com, which is very good for cocktails, and I'm going to be making a de la Louisiane, which is a rather delicious sounding cocktail. And we're going to, it sounds a little bit dangerous if I'm quite honest. So we'll see how it goes. But it is it describes it as a rye-based sweet Manhattan made even sweeter with herbal Benedictine liqueur and bittered with bitters. originally made with equal parts rye, whiskey, Benedictine, and sweet vermouth. Unless you have a sweet tooth, reducing the liqueur as per this recipe makes a more balanced drink. So I'm making a slightly more balanced version of this, and we have got a rye whiskey. We've got sweet vermouth. We've got Benedictine. We've got absinthe, and we've got bitters. So we'll see how this goes. It's stirred over ice, and I will be creating this as we go along. So let's make it, shall we? So it's stirred over ice. So I feel a bit rusty at this. I haven't really because I haven't done this for such a long time. So you may or may not know, I managed to, over Christmas, I managed to break my leg, break my foot rather, not my leg, and I've been out of my cast for a couple of weeks now, and I've finally started to kind of get my sort of physical strength levels back up, which is good because it's been really weird. I've had that thing where I haven't been able to do much on my feet, and we've had sort of other bits and pieces going on in the background. So we've got red vermouth in there, and then we have 15 ml of Benedictine. So quite a homeopathic dose, really. 15 ml of Benedictine. But no, what have you guys been up to? Tell me things. And then 5 ml of absinthe. Now this is one that I don't think we'll want to muck about with. So a little absinthe. In it goes. Yeah, so I've sort of started getting myself more physically out and about. I do not recommend breaking a foot. That is a really horrible thing to do. Somebody says, "Ooh, I missed this. What's the cocktail?" Facebook user. It is called a De La Louisiane. A couple of dashes of bitters. And we have in the De La Louisiane we have Liz. Hello, Liz. How are you doing? That's actually tasting rather nice. So it's where's my strainer? I've lost my bugger. I'm gonna have to. So the De La Louisiane. So again, it's got rye, sweet vermouth, Benedictine, a little bit of a tiny sniff of absinthe and some bitters. And then to cap it all, it recommends a couple of cherries that have been sort of soused in a bit of kirsch, if I can get the damn things out. There we go. That looks very agreeable. So here we are. This is the De La Louisiane. That's very good, actually. That's a nice one. That would you wouldn't want many of those, I think, is the straight up assessment. Okay, so I'll do my best. So before we get into things, I'm gonna share a bit about the oh, hang on, I've just realised I've not got my there we go. I'm gonna put my There we go. I've got my gubbins on here, and so yeah, I thought I'd share a little bit about the retreat before I kind of dive into things, because I know that quite a few of you are interested in coming along. We have 10 spots, one of which is already gone, and so we have 9 places left for the Woodland Wonder Retreat, which man, I love doing this. This is my all-time favorite thing to do. So I'm going to just share a little bit of information about it because I'm really excited about this. So share screen. Share. So yeah, so it is the 18th and 19th of May this year, obviously this year. And we are, it's 2 days up in the heart of Worcestershire. So it's a Thursday and a Friday. I'm very lucky in as much that we've got my family have got a farm, and that farm has got quite a lot of really lovely, beautiful, secluded private woodland. And so over the years, I've run events from the we'll get to that in a minute, Liz. We'll get to that in a minute. I've held lots of events up there over the years, and we've been sharing the space with people for work, and this is the first time it's been sort of turned into something formal, I guess, in as much that I've run it sort of 3 or 4 times now up there, but it's always been part of something else. So either people coming on my course or whatever it is. So the retreat is, yeah, so it says the Woodland Wonder Retreat is on the 18th and 19th of May 2023. I'd like to invite you to join me for a relaxing 2-day retreat in the heart of rural Worcestershire. So this is an opportunity to get together and both learn about video marketing, but also have some content created for you. So I've been on a number of retreats which have been just, beyond fantastic, and I really value that time and that space and that opportunity to step out of the everyday and do something very different. But what I've often felt is kind of not missing, is sometimes would be a very nice thing to come out of retreats, is to have something really tangible, kind of an asset. And so this is day 1 is about the learning, and day 2 we're going to be creating some content, some video content. So the idea is that you would create some of these core pieces of content to help you grow your business. And obviously we film and we edit, so we do that for you. We have a studio, and we have obviously an outdoor space that we can use, so whatever's appropriate for your business. And so that kind of pairing up of done for you content and that sort of retreat experience, but presented in a way that doesn't break the bank. I certainly have this. So I've got I will tell you what, I'm going to show you this now, because I really actually I want to bigulate it. Oh no, hang on. It's not letting me share it. Yeah. Right. Right. I'll attempt to. Shut up. Hang on. We'll try that one more time. Let's go to Vimeo. Share screen. Window. Vimeo. Okay, so oh, no sound. Well, that's weird. Hang on. That is annoying, isn't it? Share background audio. So we'll see. So Facebook shouldn't penalize me for for doing this, but you know, who knows? Who knows with Facebook? So you should be able to hear this. Can you hear it now? No sound still. Well, this is really annoying. Hang on. Share screen, entire screen. Set. Okay. Right. We should we should be here. So let's try that one more time, shall we? I think I can. I think I've worked out how to share entire screen, share system audio. Okay, let's try that. Any good? Taking time out from your day-to-day business life can feel like a big ask sometimes. But over the last few years, I've been lucky enough to attend some absolutely fantastic business retreats. And I know that taking that time to work on your business, to work on yourself, to give yourself some space to think and grow and learn is absolutely invaluable. We've all had it happen, I'm sure. That thing where you're out on a walk in the countryside and you get hit with inspiration completely out of the blue. Well, my take on that is that we can sort of optimize for that by making exciting things happen, sparking ideas off in a beautiful rural setting.
It's just been so good. To be honest, we could have probably got away with not actually doing too much on video because we all just really enjoyed each other's company. The place is just magical. It's just what I needed for the last couple of days.
I've set up the Woodland Wonder Retreat to capture that essence of retreat, to give you an opportunity to come together, to not only learn skills to help you market your business, but also to come away with some tangible video assets, all in a beautiful, rural, private woodland setting.
Just being really present with nature, I really love how that comes in as well. Plus, meeting various people on the course who are at different points on their business journey, learning from them and getting bits of advice and things like that and not feeling like I'm alone.
We're going to have a private chef, we're going to have experts coming and sharing their knowledge, and we're going to have a time to get you in front of the camera to create content that's going to grow your business. So I invite you to come and join me for 2 days of learning and enjoyment in the deepest heart of the woodland in rural Worcestershire. There we go. We got there in the end. Yeah, so that's what it's about. It's really exciting. So yeah, we've accommodation wise, we are going to be. So what I'm doing is we've got sort of we've got a glamping set up. So if you want to, there is glamping accommodation included as part of the ticket price. However, if people want to book, say at one of the local hotels, and there is a beautiful spa hotel just literally about 1.5 miles away from us. Very welcome to, but obviously that's at people's, that's your own discretion. But there is kind of provided accommodation in a bell tent, your own bell tent, you're not sharing with anybody. That will be provided. So yeah, we've got a lovely setup, and I wanted to have a sort of laid back festival atmosphere, enjoyable, good food, good company, bit of networking with some actual proper tangible business results, and just firming up the speakers. But I'm hoping that Flo Andrews will still be coming along to do one of the sessions about on-camera confidence. So she is a West End actor and a West End stage actor, but has also been in front of the camera on big Hollywood movies. So she's done scenes with Al Pacino. I feel like, if we can't learn somebody who's shared screen time with Al Pacino, then I feel like we should be able to, she should be able to teach us a thing or two. And indeed she can. She's really, really great, and just such a lovely person as well. So there's going to be some other sort of surprise guests turning up for the evening meal as well. People who you'll want to spend some time networking with, but just learning from and picking the brains off. So that's the retreat. I will be banging on about this ad nauseum for the next few days until it's full. So it's exciting. We will be doing another one later in the summer, but this is designed to be an affordable, enjoyable retreat experience. Because we're in a place that I just love sharing. But anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about core content. What do I mean by core content? So core content is something that we as business owners have a lot of, we get told a whole heap of the time about kind of things that we should be doing. You've got to be doing this, you've got to be doing this, you've got to be doing this. So what I don't want to be doing here is piling on another thing that you're being told that, I can say, oh, you should do this. That's not what this is about. This is about giving you some, what's the word I'm looking for here? Steer, I think, probably is the best the best kind of just let me just get my I'm just going to pull up a template that I need to share with you, giving you a steer on the some of the things you might like to be creating for your business to help sell more stuff. Look, you'll have heard me say this a million times before. You want to be creating content for the purpose of growing your business. Unless you're a video production company, you're not going to be doing video content creation as a core function of your business. So if you are creating video content, it has to have a very clear purpose. And this is part of that. So if I can just find this flipping, no, it's just hiding somewhere. Where are you hiding, you horrible lot? Right, I'm going to put a search on here. Bear with me a second. Content files. I think here it is. Is this it? No, not quite. Oh my god. Is that workbook 1 or workbook 2? Let's see. Almost there. Sorry about this. I will find this. It'll be worth the wait, I promise you. There we go. Super duper. Okay, so if we are looking at our, let me just reduce the size of that. That's going to. If we're thinking about the journey that people go on to from not having bought from you to having bought from you, then this is something which should, in theory, be a repeatable process. If you've done it once, twice, 3 times, you will know what steps people are taking as they go through that journey from never having heard of you before to from never having heard of you before through to the point of actual kind of purchase. So what we want to be doing as kind of content creators in our business is making this process, this funnel that takes people on a journey from from kind of A to B. We want to be making that process as repeatable and as kind of systematized as possible. And video is a really good way to do that. So when I say core content, the core content I'm thinking of in this case is the stuff that helps people navigate their way through your sales journey on their own. Because the dream here is that you've got content that is served up to people in a way that takes them on a journey, helps them understand who you are, helps them understand what you do, how you can help, and gets them to the point where they are not only ready to buy from you, but excited to buy from you. So core content for me is the kind of stuff that takes people on that journey. It's the kind of stuff that is in many ways evergreen. And it's the kind of stuff that when people see it, they deepen their understanding of who you are and what you do. So exposure, that is the kind of content where people have heard of you for the first time. So that could be a very short ad. It could be so the sort of content that is short, to the point, pithy, potentially helpful, exposes somebody to you in a way that is going to make them stop in their tracks and think about the things that you are asking them to think about. So in my case, it could be that people are maybe concerned about the idea of being in front of the camera, or how to use YouTube, or how to create their own content. And this is really the kind of the long and short of this kind of stage of the process, is that we just need to introduce people to the concept of who you are and the fact that you on some level know what you're talking about, and that you are of interest to people, I guess. So discovery. So this can be some learning content, but I'd say we have a couple of different types of learning content. We've got the kind of learning content that is sort of evergreen. So the stuff that comes up time and time again, you can create content around that to help people on that journey. And you've got the kind of content that is quite ephemeral, quite transient. That kind of content that maybe exists as a stories on Facebook, or as kind of a reel that's kind of here and gone. Is that sort of making sense? That kind of content that you look at and you go, yes, that was useful. It's given me something, but it's not something necessarily I'd come back to. But the discovery content, this kind of, when I talk about core content, there are going to be some questions that you get asked time and time again. And this is where you can answer it, in the discovery section. Consideration. So this is where somebody is finding out about your offer. So this is where you can start to deliver up some really solid information around who you are and what you do. The bones of what you offer. So this is where you get to talk about your product and service, obviously always in relation to the potential customer. Then we get to conversion, and this is where you can include things like testimonials and case studies, that kind of stuff. So and then you have onboarding, so customer relationship and retention and upsell. And the kind of core content laces its way through all of these different stages. So when I talk about core content, it could be, that we have 2 or 3 case studies and testimonials to help people take that final step. It could be that we have rundowns of your services. Here, it could be that you have a series of videos that answer what you consider to be, that frame and then answer some of the biggest problems that your customers regularly face. And then this could be that kind of content that is just about helping people know who you are. And then onboarding. So it could be that if you're running a challenge, you've got a whole bunch of content that guides people into your challenge, then helps people understand how they onboard into your course once they've bought as a result of your challenge. So what I'd say is the action to take away from this is to look at look at the process you're taking you take a potential customer through, and then think about what video content slots in along that journey that someone takes, and that is your core content. So my task to you this week is to think about your core content, not about the ephemeral here and gone content, but about the stuff that's going to sit in your business and deliver useful value to your sales process, time and time again, day in, day out. And incidentally, that is exactly the kind of content that we'll be creating for people at the retreat. So one of the things, if people are coming to me and they're going, I don't know what I'd create at the retreat, I'd say, let's nail your core content. Let's create a suite of 8 or 10 videos off the back of that session that acts as that core content. So that's one of the things that people can do. So there we go. I'm now back on the Content and Cocktails weekly wagon, and I'm looking forward to this. So it's been a sort of a gentle ramp in today, but hopefully it's been useful. And I will be here next week at 7 o'clock talking all things video making and video marketing. But also I'm adding in a Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, I can't remember when it was this week. This week I did a little live in the Facebook group, Grow Your Business with Video. And oh, hello. Let me just... where's it gone? Oh no, that is the wrong place. Yeah. So that's weird. It was on a day ago. Yeah, so it was yesterday. So I'm going to be running on Wednesdays a sort of a lunch with Tom thing where we are going to have a bit of food and chat about some of the tech, but I'm also going to use it as an opportunity to do interviews with people. Kind of, it's a sort of general catch-all space on a Wednesday where we're gonna sort of maybe bring in some interesting speakers that we can have a chat with, or we're going to just start to get into some of the discussions around some of the tech, not in a very deep way, but just kind of, like this week we were looking at AI and sort of how you can use some of these AI tools like ChatGPT to aid in the production process. Now, I don't pretend to be I'm just a sort of a user, somebody who finds it a useful tool for kind of getting some of these big, these kind of workaday job, but sharing some of the things that I've found with people in the group. And I found, I know people found it useful. I found it useful talking about it because it sort of gives me an opportunity to gather my thoughts on this subject, with all of its pros and cons, and sort of bring it out for discussion to a wider audience. And that's really what that Wednesday slot's going to be about. So if anybody's interested coming on and having a chat with me about a subject that might be of interest to the crowd in the group, let me know. It'd be lovely to have a chat. Now I'm going to get Helen Dewdney. Actually, do you know Helen Dewdney? She is the officially the Complaining Cow, and she is a fabulous. She's so nice. She's great. She is a consumer rights campaigner, and we have been talking about her. The two of us have been talking about her coming in, doing an interview and doing a bit of a session on in the group. And we frankly haven't got our act together, or more accurately, I haven't got my act together. And Helen will be the first person to come and address. It will be my first interviewee, because if I don't, I'm sure she'll hunt me down and kill me, because we've been talking about it for so long. But Helen is not only incredibly knowledgeable around customer service and kind of using customer service as a beneficial tool to help your business and to help your customers, but she's also lots of fun, and also is a bit of a media legend. She has got so many TV credits. She gets pulled onto kind of all sorts of fabulous shows to come and talk all things consumer rights. But she's a great example of somebody who has a very strong personal brand, and that is something which she completely leans into. And I'm trying to set up some other interviews at the moment with people who have really big but very niche YouTube channels, because I really want to, so in kind of spaces which are totally outside of the norm for us, because our little world, our little kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Our little kind of business world can feel like a very shallow pool sometimes. And so I thought it'd be useful to try and get some people who have very big and very, but in niches that are totally foreign to 99.9% of my audience. So we're talking about things where, you know, there are people who are doing things and talking to audiences where you will think, how on earth are they developing an audience in this space? But not only they're developing an audience in these spaces, they are doing it with great style and doing it in a way that is fascinatingly effective. So I wanted to sort of get them talking about it, and get them sharing some of that know-how, I guess, you know, sort of sharing some of these tips about how you can take a very niche audience in some of these cases, or certainly audiences that to an outside observer you will think as being very niche. I'm not gonna go into too much detail, because decontextualized they will sound, one, a bit weird, and two, a bit boring. But I think it's really fascinating to see how a lot of these people have kind of made their, not only built their channels, but also built very effective businesses around their kind of their video, their YouTube video platform. So there we go. I'm gonna leave it at that, and I will be on tomorrow morning to talk about well, honestly, the retreat. So I would like to invite you along tomorrow morning to come and have a coffee with me, and maybe a bit of an exploration of what that retreat is, as it might be right up your street. So hopefully we can catch up tomorrow. Thank you for being here with me on this this return to the glory that is Content and Cocktails. I love it so much. But I suppose we should do, if you got any video questions, do you have any video making questions that you would like to kind of ask me? In the process currently of editing the best part of 100, we're into the 80s at the moment. I think we've probably got about 104, 105 videos I'm doing for Chloe Savage at the moment, who runs an embroidery business. We did over this last year. We did a whole bunch of stitch videos, tutorials with her, and it's where you get into the edit and you realize quite how much you've shot and go, I can't believe we got through so much. So my mind is just currently full of kind of embroidery stitches, which is great. But I'm looking forward to having those done and dusted so that they can get out there, because they're really lovely videos. But if there's no questions, and I'll just double check, because you never know. You never know who's out there. No, I'm not getting any comments on LinkedIn. I was so excited about being able to go live on LinkedIn about a year ago, and I finally went on there, and not a sausage. So come on, LinkedIn, if you can see me, say hello. I mean, part of this is that I've been failing to take my own medicine, and that is something which we all do it occasionally, don't we? We all fail to take our own medicine. But I'm back on the visibility wagon. Seen and heard. That's what we're about. So let's just see if anybody is. Nope, it's all good. Rightio, folks. I will see you tomorrow morning, and have a good one. And yeah, see you next week for more content and cocktails. Cheerio.